electric charge. How does a plastic comb attract paper? What? You don't believe me? Okay, let us try. Take a plastic comb and bring it close to some pieces of paper. Hey, wait, don't laugh. We need to do something first. Rub the comb on your dry hair and then bring the comb close to the pieces of paper. See? I was correct. The pieces of paper got attracted to the plastic comb. Do you think it is magic? No. The reason behind this is electric charge. Electric charge is the quantity of electricity held in an object. There are two types of electric charges, positive and negative. However, there are some objects where the positive and negative charges are equal to one another. In such cases, we say that the object is electrically neutral. So, was the plastic comb initially electrically neutral or electrically charged? Initially, the plastic comb was electrically neutral. That means it had an equal number of positive and negative charges. Hence, it did not have the ability to exert a force and attract the pieces of paper. So, after rubbing the plastic comb on our dry hair, why was it able to attract the pieces of paper? I will tell you why. When we rubbed the plastic comb on our dry hair, it gained an electric charge. Once it got electrically charged, it got the ability to exert a force on the pieces of paper and attract them. This charge is called as static electricity. However, do you think, like a plastic comb, a metallic comb would also attract the pieces of paper? Nope, you are wrong. A metallic comb will not attract the pieces of paper like the plastic comb. Wondering why is that so? It is because plastic is not a good conductor of electricity. It does not allow the electric charges to flow through it onto the earth. As a result, the charges build in the plastic comb, making it electrically charged and enabling it to attract the pieces of paper. However, metal is a good conductor of electricity. It does not let the charges build in it. It allows the electric charges to flow through it onto the earth, thus not allowing the metallic comb to get electrically charged. As a result, the metallic comb does not attract the pieces of paper. Why is a bag of chips half full? Looks like you don't believe me. Open the bag. See, I told you. The bag of chips is indeed half full. Why is that so? It is mainly because of a concept called rancidity. When food becomes rancid, it develops an unpleasant smell and taste, and it becomes unsafe for consumption. Rancidity generally refers to a condition where the fats and oils present in food get oxidized, resulting in food spoilage. Since the chips contain fats and oils, they are likely to get rancid. Therefore, to prevent this, nitrogen gas is flushed into bags of chips by manufacturers. But why nitrogen? Nitrogen does not react with fats and oils. As a result, rancidity does not take place. Moreover, a gas in the bag serves as a cushioning agent and prevents the chips from crumbling. That is why the bag of chips is only filled till half. Photosynthesis and transpiration. Why is the upper surface of a leaf more green and shiny than the lower surface? Yes, it is. You don't believe me? Why don't you check it? The upper surface of a leaf is more green and shiny, while the lower surface is comparatively less green and shiny. See? I told you. Do you know why? Okay, let me tell you. You must be aware that chlorophyll, which helps the plant to prepare food, is responsible for the green color of the leaves. But why is the upper surface more green than the lower surface? This is because the upper surface of a leaf is more exposed to the sun as compared to the lower surface. Hence, to trap maximum sunlight, there's more chlorophyll on the upper surface as compared to the lower surface. Hey, you forgot. You also wanted to know why is the upper surface of the leaf shinier, right? It is due to the process called transpiration. Transpiration is the loss of water from leaves, stems, etc. in the form of water vapor. Now, to make sure that the plant does not lose a lot of water, the leaves are covered with a shiny, waxy coating called a cuticle. But being more exposed to the sun, the upper surface will tend to lose more water. Therefore, the upper surface of the leaf is covered with a thicker cuticle as compared to the lower surface. Hence, the upper surface of the leaf is shinier than the lower surface. Heat of water. Why is water used in hot water bags?
Huh?
Oh, looks like your leg is hurting. Use this hot water bag. It will give you some warmth and provide you relief.
Huh?
No, the bandage is not going to help. See, I told you. At least now will you use this hot water bag? You are feeling better, right? Do you know how a hot water bag gave you warmth for such a long time?
Oh.
This is due to a concept called specific heat. Specific heat of a substance is the amount of heat energy absorbed or lost by that substance to change its temperature. Now, the hot water bag consists of hot water. As compared to other liquids like milk and acetone, the specific heat of water is much higher.
Huh?
This means that as compared to others, water needs to absorb a large amount of heat to become hotter. Now, did you know that water will take a long time to cool down as compared to milk and acetone? Thus, water will take a longer time to become cool. Hence, it proves to be very useful in hot water bags because the warmth can be utilized for a longer time. What is fracking?
A dance form.
Deep inside the earth, there is a layer of shale rocks. These rocks contain fossil fuels like oil and gas in their pores. To extract these fuels, a technique called fracking or hydraulic fracturing is used. In fracking, a vertical well is drilled into the layer of shale rocks. Then, the drill is turned by 90 degrees and drilling continues horizontally. When the targeted distance is reached, the fracking well is encased. Then, a perforating gun is inserted into the well. When the perforating gun reaches the required distance, the rocks are perforated. Then, the perforating gun is removed, and a fracking fluid is pumped into the well. This fluid builds pressure in the perforations, creating cracks in the rocks, thus releasing the fossil fuels. These fuels and the fracking fluid are then drawn to the surface. Convex lens. Can a magnifying glass burn paper?
I think you have gone nuts.
No, it is possible.
What? But how?
It is because a magnifying glass is actually a convex lens. A convex lens is thicker in the middle and thinner at the edges.
Oh, like a fish?
Absolutely. This shape of the convex lens makes the parallel rays of sunlight to refract such that they converge or come together at a point.
So when they come together, do they have a party?
Oh, please listen. As the rays converge, the concentration of sunlight at that point increases, thus producing heat. This heat starts a fire, which eventually causes the paper to burn. Cheese. Why does Swiss cheese have holes?
Those are not holes. They are eyes of the cheese.
No. Cheese is made from milk. Milk contains a sugar called lactose, which is very important in the formation of cheese. Now, while making Swiss cheese, bacteria like S. thermophilus, Lactobacillus, and P. shermani are added to milk.
What? Bacteria are added to milk?
Absolutely. However, they are good bacteria. Out of these bacteria, The S. thermophilus and lactobacillus first convert the lactose into lactic acid, producing curd. Then, after undergoing certain processes, when the curd is kept for maturing, the P. shermani bacteria consumes the lactic acid and releases carbon dioxide gas. The bubbles pop, resulting in holes in the Swiss cheese. Why do Pop Rocks pop?
'Cause they have springs in their legs.
Nah. Pop Rocks are tiny candy crystals. Candies are usually made using sugar, water, corn syrup, various flavorings, etc. Initially, all these ingredients are mixed together. The resulting solution is heated until most of the water boils off and we are left with a thick, sticky syrup. Usually, this syrup is poured in molds and allowed to cool and harden to make candies. However, to make Pop Rocks, highly pressurized carbon dioxide gas is added to the syrup and then it is cooled to subsequently form a hard candy. This results in the formation of small bubbles of pressurized carbon dioxide trapped inside the candy. Now, when we put this candy in our mouth, our saliva dissolves the candy. As a result, the highly pressurized carbon dioxide escapes from the bubbles with a pop. What if the Earth's magnetic poles flipped? Then I will perform a backflip. Wow, some. Earth's magnetic poles last flipped 780,000 years ago. If it were to flip now, following problems might occur. Firstly, Greenland will end up in the southern hemisphere while Antarctica in the northern hemisphere. Secondly, scientists believe that Earth's magnetic field gets weaker before flipping. Now, magnetic field protects us from harmful solar winds. Hence, its weakening might cause serious health consequences. Thirdly, scientists also believe that before flipping, the weak magnetic field leads to the creation of multiple north and south poles on Earth for a short period of time. Fourthly, species such as pigeons, whales, bees, etc., which rely on the magnetic field for navigation, will get disoriented. Lastly, we will definitely need to buy a new compass.
Ow! Wicked nettle plant! You injected methanoic acid into my skin! Haha! Your neighbor, the dock plant, contains basic chemicals. It'll save me! How? When an acid and base react, they cancel the effect of one another and form salt and water. This is called neutralization reaction. Depending on the strength of the acid and the base, the resultant product is either neutral, acidic, or basic.
Is fluoride added to water?
To make water taste like soft drink.
Nah. According to a prevailing study, when fluoride is added to public water supplies at an average concentration of about 1 part per million or slightly below, it prevents tooth decay.
But how?
Enamel is the hard outer covering of our tooth. It is primarily made up of hydroxyapatite. Hydroxyapatite is a compound of calcium, phosphorus, and hydroxide. Now, when bacteria in our mouth feed on food particles, they produce acid. This acid dissolves the hydroxyapatite, leaving behind a residue of calcium and phosphate ions. This results in a tooth decay. Now, when we drink water containing fluoride, the fluoride binds with calcium and phosphate ions, forming fluorapatite. As fluorapatite is less susceptible to acid attacks, it helps to stop the tooth decay process. Why does Saturn have rings?
Because it has got engaged.
No. Scientists don't exactly know why Saturn has rings, but they think that it is related to Roche limit.
What is Roche limit?
Roche limit is the distance from the planet at which objects in orbit around the planet tend to be ripped apart by the planet's gravitational pull. Now, based on the Roche limit, one of the prevailing theories is that Saturn's rings are remnants of celestial bodies like a moon or a comet. billions of years ago, a celestial body may have got too close to Saturn, exceeding the Roche limit. Hence, its side facing the Saturn was pulled more strongly as compared to the side facing away. So, this inconsistent gravitational pull may have ripped apart the celestial body into pieces. Finally, these pieces may have started revolving around Saturn, forming its beautiful rings. Gravity. Why are planets round?
Because I commanded them.
You wish. Planets are round because of the force of gravity.
Huh?
Gravity acts as if it originates from the center of a planet and pulls each point of the planet towards it. Hence, the only way for everything on the surface to be equally close to its center is to form a round shape. However, planets are not exactly round. They are roughly spherical. This is because planets spin on their axis.
Just like a spinning top, right?
Absolutely. When planets spin, things near the equator tend to move away from the center due to centrifugal force, resulting in formation of an equatorial bulge. Because of this bulge, the equator of a planet becomes farther from its center than its poles, creating a roughly spherical planet. Transpiration. Why do cacti have spines?
Maybe they want to look like porcupines.
Haha, very funny. Spines help cacti to reduce transpiration.
Well, I know all about vibration, but what's with this new thing called transpiration?
Transpiration is the loss of water from aerial parts, like stems and leaves, in the form of water vapor. These aerial parts contain stomata which allow water vapor to escape into the atmosphere.
So, shall we tape the aerial parts so that the vapor won't escape?
Oh, pay attention. In deserts, where cactus usually grows, there is scarcity of water. Also, due to high temperatures, the rate of transpiration is very high. Thus, the leaves of a cactus have modified into spines. Spines don't have stomata. Thus, the rate of transpiration is reduced, helping the cactus to save water. Does keep you warm?
I'm a little busy, so I'll tell you later.
All right, I'll explain. Heat is a form of energy present in our body. When the temperatures around us are low, we begin to lose heat. The more we lose heat, the colder we feel. Now, although igloos are made up of blocks of compressed snow, they keep us warm.
Oh, stop bluffing. How's that possible?
Compressed snow has air trapped in it, and air is a bad conductor of heat. Hence, the heat given off by our body does not get lost from the igloo. It stays in the igloo, thus keeping us warm. Besides this, we know that warm air rises up and cold air sinks to the bottom. Hence, during night, Eskimos, that is, people living in igloos, sleep at the uppermost part of the igloo to stay warm. What is a cataract?
It may be a cat's nickname.
No. Hey! A cataract is an eye disease.
How does it form?
Wait, I'll explain. Each of our eyes consists of a transparent lens.
Is it similar to my camera lens?
Absolutely. Our eye lens is made up of water and protein. They are arranged in such a way that keeps the lens clear and lets light pass through it. Hence, a sharp image is formed on the retina. However, as we age, the protein begins to clump together, making the lens cloudy. This clouding of our eye's natural lens is called a cataract. In such situations, when light from an object enters our eye, the clumped protein blocks or scatters the light. As a result, a blurred image is formed on the retina, thus making it hard to see. Oxidation. Why do papers turn yellow? They really do. You don't believe me? All right, then why don't you spray some oxygen on the papers? See, I was correct. Do you know why this happens? This happens mainly because of oxidation. Oxidation is a chemical process in which a substance combines with oxygen. Now, paper is primarily made up of wood. Wood is made up of cellulose and lignin. Now, these two components which are present in paper are susceptible to oxidation. That is, when they are exposed to air, they are likely to combine with oxygen, causing the color of paper to change from white to yellow. But did you know that newspapers turn yellow relatively quickly as compared to books? This is because there is more lignin in newspapers than in papers made for books. Lignin is more susceptible to oxidation as compared to cellulose. Hence, newspapers turn yellow faster than papers of books. Why do limbs fall asleep?
Because they're tired.
Nah.
Huh?
It basically happens because of nerves. Through nerves, our brain communicates with our limbs.
Wow, nerves are so amazing.
Yep. However, when we cross our legs or sleep on an arm for very long, we apply pressure causing the nerve pathways and its surrounding arteries to squeeze. Hence, the nerves do not work properly and the arteries cannot supply required nutrients to the nerves. As a result, the signals sent by our brain do not reach the limb. Thus, we cannot move it. So, we say that our limb has fallen asleep. Also, in some situations, some of these squeezed nerves stop sending signals, while some fire hyperactively. This gives us the sensation of pins and needles.